Chin, chin, chin. Little things. Chin, chin, chin. Chin, 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 chin. Little things. Chin, chin, chin. Chin, 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 chin. Little things. Chin, chin, chin. Chin, 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 chin. Little things. Chin, chin, chin. Chin, 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 chin.
Let me check my mic.
Chin,
Microphone check. 1, 2.
chin,
Microphone check.
chin,
Mic check.
chin.
Okay, this is about 0. Okay, so I'm going to bring the mic down a little. Hopefully that will work all right. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that it's 2020. Thank you, everybody. Anyone that might show up during this live stream, appreciate it very much. And this is a planned, unplanned live stream. So pretty much what this is about is I haven't had a stream in a couple weeks now, I guess, a few weeks. And so there's plenty to talk about. I just thought I'd come on. I do have some topics. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up, Jim? Good to see you, bro. So yeah, so basically, got some stuff to talk about. Got plenty of things going on, and let's talk about 2020. Let's talk about expectations and goals. This is just one of those things that maybe it's not creatives' favorite thing, if I can call creatives like a plural, I guess. But like basically, what I'm saying is that I think it's easy to kind of get caught up in the day in day out routine of going to work or taking care of the family. We've all got things that we want to accomplish, and balancing our time. Excuse me, balancing our time with expectations and goals that we have, and balancing the time with family and personal things going on and work, and then having that ability to still push and try and achieve things on your own. I think that for creatives, we're okay most of the time with pushing our own stuff back, or saying that what we're doing isn't up to our own standards. And really, what that ends up doing is it ends up putting you in a position where you're judging your own work, and you're judging your own value as a person based off of unfinished work. I don't know if this resonates with you, but if you're in the middle of creating something, let's say you're a painter and you're painting, you wouldn't stop halfway through painting something and say, this finished product sucks. So you don't do that because it's not a finished product. I am not a finished product. My work is not finished. My abilities are not. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. And so part of this stream is to talk about, what are these things? What are the things that are easy to kind of, shun off and say, um, I don't need to worry about those things. But there's ways to process these, intangibles without, getting negative and being hard on yourself or being down on yourself. Um, so that's kind of what I want to get into. And I have some notes, and this is actually going to be, this is just going to be, this is going to be probably a long stream because I want to give you guys a studio tour also. And there's many things that are happening in the community where I think that they're relevant enough to at least speak on. So, first of all, I do want to thank anybody who's here watching. And if you're new to my channel, or if you're new to YouTube, like new to hip hop production, or you're new to live streaming, there's a website. Actually, it's in the description. It's streamera.org. Streamera.org is a place that I am trying to coordinate community content. So, like, think PBS, Public Broadcasting Network, or PBN, whatever it was called. But that's the vibe, is community-based content 24 hours a day. So how do we get there, and what can we do? I mean, the cool thing is that it's all possible right now. That's the cool part, is that everything is actually possible right now. What we need are creative people that want to invest their own time in exchange for being able to present what you have to an audience, to a public. What is the numbers? How many people are we talking about? Well, it's going to really depend on a lot of factors. The more people that create things, the more people that present content as a collective, the chances are, let's say I'm an artist and I have fans, and you're an artist and you have fans. This is just a simple analogy. If you and I do a collaboration, now your fans know me and my fans know you. So in a bigger scheme of things, by me promoting another artist can indirectly help me. And, the bigger, result of that is community. Like, I almost named this stream, this is my social life. Like, I almost named it, my social life, or whatever, because, a lot of people do have the luxury. I think it's a luxury of having other people around them that do the same thing that they do and have human, interaction and, like, one-on-one, but it doesn't always work like that. A lot of us are in places that, we don't have that scene. So a virtual scene is about as close as you're going to get. I travel, so I am really excited to get to these places where everybody lives and go and visit them, and do cool things. This is just something that I believe in. There's so much to talk about. Anyway, so let me just go ahead. We'll do a studio tour, and let me check. I got my notes here, so let me look and just see. Hey, I see you, LC. What up, bro? And so, yeah, so we'll just go ahead. So you might have seen the thumbnail. So why this is cool now is because I now have everything is connected in one way, shape, or form. We've got the drum set over here now. I'll go ahead and flip this camera around. And it's taken me a long time. And there's the drum set. So it's taken me a long time to get everything to where I believe in it. like I can just walk over and start banging on something. And actually, I've got another mic over here. Hold on. Oh, this one's not plugged in. Okay. All right. Okay. I've actually got a Yeti over here, but for some reason it doesn't want to turn on. Oh well. That might have done it. There we go. Now let's hope that's not too loud. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so now I got this Yeti over here. So with everything working like this now, I can have some drums set up over here. These drums are all mic'd actually, so I can have a little session, which I may do that here in a little bit. But for anybody that's wanted to see the inside of the studio, I'll go ahead and give you a little show. I'm going to spin this around so I can see it. I hope to have more people come and hang, make music, collaborate, and whatnot. So I've been tuning these drums. It took me a couple weeks to get it right. Now I'm just learning how to play them. I've never been able to call myself a musician before. I'm probably the closest right now that I have ever been to being able to say that I play an instrument. And that's just because I've been practicing with these drums quite constantly. So that's pretty cool. So if I bring this over here, let's see. I can turn up the brightness a little bit. I could turn the lights on too, but I don't really want to do that. So I got some vintage stuff over here. I got a CZ3000, Casio. There's a drum pad over here, MIDI drum pad. I've got this old record player, and on top of that is a cassette player. A lot of people in the community have tapes out, so you can go and check those out. If you want to check out Netmaker, he's actually one of the Rat Chats, and there's some links to his content as well. And also Student. Also, I got tape from Student from Eating Music record label. So yeah, we got an MPC 2000 XL. Next to that is the Novation KS rack. And then you can see this is where I store all my cables. Actually over here is a Goodwill special. It's just a real beat up $10 board. So I got this thing too, which I actually use. I actually use this to sample. It's horrible, but you know what? It's still a string. So I've actually used my violin bow even to play that thing. This is some of the wife's artwork. I guess I can turn the brightness down a little bit. Yeah, here's some more down here. Hard to see over here, but it's all good. So carrying on. Above here, we got this, I don't know, I'd call this a camera rig, I guess. And it's got a Canon 80D DSLR. And then that goes all the way over to the switcher, and my computer, obviously, which is an i9 9900K PC. Got a push over here, push 2 actually, with my home built stand. I try to build these stands myself. All this is actually all recycled wood. You can see this is all like flooring, old tongue and groove. So I've got a wood shop, and I just built all this stuff to kind of harness everything. Of course, the MPC, and then the Deluge. I got the Volcus set up now. And then I can switch to the other camera here, but that's another Goodwill special on the bottom. It's like a Yamaha something. And then a Key Studio. That was like my first MIDI controller. Behind that is an APC 40 MK2. And then a stack of records. Actually, there's an Akai Force over there. My mixer, probably the most expensive thing in here. It's a Allen & Heath Q32. Has a lot of inputs and outputs on it, which I can probably show you. Let's see. Might not. Wow. Oh, nope, I lost it. It's all good. I lost it. I'll just have to plug it back in. Let me just switch to this one. There you go. So there's a lot of inputs back there, basically. And so I'm going to go ahead and switch this back. All right. So So that should be that. Let me spin this back around. Okay, now we got this one. Cool. Now I'll get back to some of the other stuff. If you wanted to know, there's a Prophet Rev 2 over here. There's a Prophet 6 here. The Volcas, I've got the, let me see, I can actually zoom in on this. Here we go. The Volcas have, each Volca goes into a Volca mix, and the Volca mix has outs. So the outs can be sent to this digitone. Okay, I don't know if you can make that out. I'll back it out a little. There we go. All right, so the Volcas go into these Volca mixes on each side. And I can even turn up the brightness. And that's camera 2. So yeah, just temporarily. So yeah, and then the Digitone has inputs. It actually has a set of stereo inputs. So they can both be panned left and right or used as a stereo pair. And then next to that is the circuit. Let me go back to this guy. So then we got circuit. This is OG circuit, original circuit. And then I've got a key lab, and then it's a key step. This is a key step. And then I've got a couple small mixers. You can see a MIDI through port. Then the white one, this is a MS-20. Below that is a circuit mono station, which I use CV between the two. Behind me is a Mini Nova right there. Above that, the big black one is a Sledge. That's a Sledge. It's Studio Logic Sledge. I got HS8. I got HS8 monitors. I think that's what they're called. They're pretty nice. They work well. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Let me just go ahead and take a look and see what's up with everybody. Oh, okay. Oh man, my shit's probably loud as hell, isn't it? Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, so here's the question right here. Okay. I don't think it's a stupid question. I just need to read it properly. Okay, so how do you see the frame in the video when you film that high up in the air to frame the shot? Man, I'm not sure what you mean. How do you see the frame in the video when you film that high up in the air to frame the shot? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry. Can you simplify the question? Maybe it is simple and I'm just making it difficult. I apologize. I will answer it if I understand. Okay, let me see. Oh, Make Beats. What up, bro? Appreciate you. And then Big Will. Nice. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so another question. Does it act as okay, here's a question I can definitely answer for you. Okay, does the Allen and Heath mixer also act as an interface? It does. So this is the Q32, and that actually has 40 inputs. So there's 38. There's 32 inputs. They're XLR and TRS, but then there's 3 sets of stereo inputs as well. So that's 38. And then it will actually multi-track record 32 of them at once. And if you don't want to use a DAW, you can actually multi-track 18 channels of audio simultaneously to a USB card, believe it or not, to a thumb drive. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, let me go through these other questions. Okay, the volume's good. Cool. And all right, I'm trying to film a top down. Okay, hold on, let me see here. I'm trying to film a top down, but can't see the back of my camera. Okay, I understand. So you need to get yourself a monitor. It sounds like are you talking about the EOS? You're talking about the EOS M, aren't you? Because you bought one. So there's a couple things you can do. There is this thing inside of my Deluge called, I'll save it. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to show you what this is. Actually, I'll show you right here. Okay. It says Flash Air. Trying to get it there for you. So this says Flash Air. So this is a Flash Air card. So basically you can put this into things like my Deluge and it will send Wi-Fi. A Wi-Fi, it'll send it. This acts as an access point for devices. You can put one of these inside of your EOS M, and I believe you should be able, like I can with my EOS, with my 80D, you should be able to monitor the feed with the Canon app with one of these. If not, then just get yourself a small, HDMI screen, like a little laptop screen, or these things are perfect. They're like 23-inch screens from Walmart. I think they're like $70. So I got a couple of them and you can see it in this shot. I got 2 that I connect with a stand that mounts to this. And then this other one here is just loose. It's just sitting here. And then this big bastard is what I use to house like my sessions and stuff. So this one over here is my live feed. So when I change the camera angle, this will show me whatever you guys are seeing. This one, the one in the middle, shows me only what's on camera 3. That's important because if I have the ability to see what's on camera 3 before you guys see it, then I can use something like this. This is something I figured out. This is a HDMI 4. This is a 4-port HDMI hub. So if you have 4 HDMI devices, like I've got a laptop, another computer, I've got an iPad, and another camera all plugged into this thing, and I can rotate through them in real time. So I can actually, let's see what else is on here. Okay, there's nothing on that one. There's this, oops, hold on, it's coming back. I went by it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So this right here should be the computer screen. And it is. See, I'll show you. See? So that's the computer screen. So I've got this computer going into this thing so that I can see the screen and I can project onto here without needing to use screen share. So I can basically preload which camera angle. It's almost like having a 7 camera switcher instead of, because this thing does 3 inputs at a time. So let me see if there's any other questions in here. Okay. Yes. Okay. Wireless SD card. Yep. I make beats. Yeah. So that's basically that. And then let's see what else I got. I've got a lot of little notes that I took here. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and read it off here because, I could end up talking about the same things over and over. So I've not had a stream in a little time now, and it's 2020. So also I do want to thank all the new subscribers, like anybody that subscribed to me in the last like 2 weeks. You guys haven't seen anything new. And so I would like to change that. I would like to get more people involved that want to present their own content, and we can do it together live. So we can present like cool videos. We can make things. We can make new videos. People that have beats ready to go. If you want to showcase some beats, or if you got a project that you want to release live, these are things that I would love to be able to do. Like I said in the beginning, think PBS. Think like a community television station that only airs like artist work, with no ads. And we can do ads, but they'll be for us. So, okay. And there's also a Stream Era Facebook group. If you're not familiar, Kanan Walker's been taking care of the Facebook group. We started a beat challenge a couple weeks ago. So, actually what you heard on the intro was my attempts at working on these beat challenges. And I'll probably do a little bit tonight. I actually got a whole crate over here full of records that I've been chipping away at little by little, because I'm just learning how to like produce music like this. I've never been a vinyl guy. I kind of missed that whole thing because it's a long story, but basically, I didn't even get really introduced to hip hop until like 98, like 97, 98. So, and it was straight like Southern hip hop for about 2 or 3 years because I was in the South. The Stream Era Facebook group, yeah, go ahead and, come and check us out and join. And then, you can get in touch with me if you want to work together, or if you have material you want to promote, come in and do a beat challenge and then show us what you got, all the links to all this stuff, the Facebook, we've done a few videos for Stream Era already. there's actually a beat video on the Stream Era YouTube channel. You can find all this stuff on the streamera.org website, which is in the description. So now this is one of the other major components to this live stream. So I don't remember what I titled this thing. I think I titled it Expectations, blah, 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 right? So first stream, studio tour, expectations and growth for 2020. That's like, basically, that's like nerd talk for I need to do better. And because if I want to get to where I want to be, then I need to do certain things. And I need one of those things to include not being so hard on myself. I can't get to where I want to be and help other people if I am being too hard on me. So if I do a better job in 2020 at managing my own expectations of myself, it will directly benefit and affect the way I feel and the way that I approach my music. It's just more about being in the process of this rather than, the analogy of the artist who's painting stops midway and says this finished product is crap. Well, it's not a finished product, it's a painting, and you're not done yet. You're only halfway done. So in the same way, it's not good for your own well-being to judge yourself in the middle of your process, in the middle of becoming whatever it is that you're trying to, whatever it is that you're trying to be better at. You're learning and you're growing these things and you're learning these techniques. So all you can do is look at the amount of growth and take any negative things that do happen. You have to take those as failures. And then the next thing is those failures are okay. Imagine, like, it's okay to be different and it's okay to fail. So part of this today is me verbalizing that I need to do more streaming. And why do I need to do more streaming? Because I want to be good at it. I want to be good at making music in a live environment. I want to be good at hosting live events. I want to be good at controlling my equipment and being a person that can be asked, and depended on, like if you ask me to do something, I want to be there and make sure that I do everything I can to make sure that, our project, our concept, whatever it is that we're doing needs to be top notch. And I can't do that unless, I'm in a good place myself. So huge priority for 2020 is more positive self-talk and just focusing on the aspect of this process. It's a process. It's not a finish. This is a process. So making music is a process. Being a creative person is a process. So you learn through these things and you pick up knowledge along the way. So you have to be open to hearing new information. And hopefully people will see that you're willing and that you want new information. And then when they share it, you can absorb it and hopefully, find a useful way to, anytime somebody gives you something without you needing to learn it, you should thank them. The quickest way to, from point A to point B is a straight line. And the straight line in this analogy is somebody giving you the information rather than trial and error. That's the slowest way to learn anything, is by learning it on your own. And that's fine if you want to learn everything like by yourself. And I've done it for too long. So I actually want to fail, and I want to be different, and I want to be uncomfortable, because I'm hoping that through all of that misery and uncomfortableness, nerdiness, corniness, that I find something there that's real and that other people might be able to identify with. And maybe through my failures, it draws people closer that I actually want to surround myself with. Nobody wants to be around the guy that wins constantly. I mean, not only that, usually the guys that are winning constantly, it's usually not even a real thing. It's usually just a lot of heat, because everybody fails. We all fail. So I don't know what this is going to look like tomorrow. I might do another stream tomorrow and I might just talk. I might just do a podcast. I might just have a picture there and just talk about something. Or I might come on here and not talk at all and just have a jam where I just do something. Or I might come on here and just play a vinyl or play, you know what? There's a link inside of this thing right now. If you go back to the very first comment in this stream, it's mine and it's a link to this. If you click on that and you're on your computer or on your phone, you can say hi right now. You can come in here because this is a broadcasting environment. You can come in here and you can say hi and you can tell me what your goals are for 2020, what you're trying to be better at. And this is the kind of stuff that I want to do. I want to be vulnerable. I want to be different. I want to be okay with being, with failing. So in order for me to do that, I have to fail and I have to constantly put myself, in vulnerable states. And it's never been a problem before. Before. It's just a matter of, no, I'm not a drummer and I'm not a saxophone player. I wish I was. I love a saxophone. But what I do have is a lot of technical skills, and I have a passion for, I have a really strong passion for music, but even more so recently has been this push for boom bap. And I don't know how to make boom bap, but I'm trying. I'm trying my ass off. I'm in here probably 8 or more hours every single day, playing vinyl, recording it. I'm now simultaneously recording vinyl to 3 different machines. I'm recording to my Deluge, to my Push, and to my X all at the same time through that big mixer. And I'm chopping them all in different ways. And I'm just going through the motions of putting together tracks over and over and over again. And you know what? You learn a lot. But unless I do it in a real-time environment, or unless I am trying new things, trying new techniques, then I'm just going to keep recycling the same sorry ass shit. So implementing new techniques, I think doing more streams, doing more podcasts, allowing people to give feedback and offer their own videos. I would love it. If people want to post their own videos in my comments, I mean, if you've got beats and you want to be live and you want, even just a single person watching, I'll watch, and you know what? We'll stream it. And I want more live content because that's what I want to watch. I could sit here. If I wasn't making music, the only other thing I really want to do is watch other people make music. Does that ring a bell? If that rings a bell, then, then not focusing on streaming as a whole is really like, I'm shooting myself in the foot if I'm not dedicating myself to future, these things. Streaming is just taking over. So everything is going to be in the form of streaming. And if we're not like getting into it now, and we're going to be, yes, there'll always be vinyl, and there'll always be cassettes, and there'll always be all these other forms. But there's too many really talented artists in this community to not allow the ones who don't know about it to find it. And the only way they're going to find it is by putting yourself out there constantly. So maybe if I put myself out there constantly, it will positively affect the community. Bob Ross did this, on a regular basis. Talk about like 31 seasons or 33 seasons of the joy of painting. So if he can do that many seasons of the joy of painting, you know what this dude did? This dude, 13 weeks is what he used to make a single season of the joy of painting. I'm going to check the comments here in a second too. So each season would start with a game plan, and they would go on location, and he would paint these things. He would paint the canvas that he was going to do live. He would do it before the show, so he would do a reference painting. So when he was live, he would use the reference painting to recreate his artwork. Then after the show, this is all in the same day now. So he would do a reference painting, and then the same day he would do the whole show, the live show. And then they would go home at night, and then he would paint it again. And while he was painting it, he would have his helper take stills while he was painting. And then he took those photos and made a book out of it for each season. So he was monetizing himself constantly. And I look at that like, he took something that he was passionate about. For me, it's community, broadcasting, and making music. For him, it was community, painting, and therapy. Therapy is a huge thing for me too. Like, this is therapeutic. But for Bob Ross, for him to reach out to a single person, that was a win for him. And I look at it the same way. When you're passionate about things, one person at a time, it might take that. But, as long as you're constantly growing and learning, I think that, that sky's the limit. So, but let me look at these. All right. So, okay. All right. So, okay. Hey, what up? What up, Raul? I see Raul's here. What's up, bro? Appreciate you, man. Yeah. So we're here, man. We're all here. And all I want to say about, the whole theme of everything that I've talked about up to this point is just putting yourself out there and being okay with failing and being okay with being different. And if you do want, I've talked about this a lot, about wanting to be a part of something. And that stems from a deep-seated experience when I was a kid. So always, as a kid, I was always the outsider. And so we can always probably put ourselves in that light. But when you talk about black sheep, and you talk about in your own family, you talk about in school, you talk about all this, it wasn't because I wasn't smart enough, or it wasn't because of, I'll tell you what it was. The whole thing, and this has been a theme in my life, it's been trying too hard. So my biggest sin is I try too hard. Now, what do you get with that? I mean, if you want to peel back the layers, then I'll tell you, when you get me, you get a guy that tries hard, but you also get somebody that is exactly who they say they are. And you get honest feedback. And, I'm one of those guys that just, if I say I'm with you, I'm with you. And so I just kind of, if you're not, then that's totally fine. I have no problem with anybody. I'm just the type of person that, if you're with me, you're with me. And if you're not, you're not. You're not an enemy. You're just not with me. So I support everybody. I support all artists and all creatives. And this is just me putting myself out there so that maybe somebody else can put themselves out there. So I'm not going to change who I am. The people that like me and that know me, they like that about me, that I will reply when messaged. I don't play games. I don't do all that. So anyway, so yeah, the whole entirety of this was expectations for 2020. And, being that I had a lot of new subscribers, and a lot's happened in the last couple months. I felt like it was appropriate to kind of just do, since I had a couple meetings. And so a couple meetings turned into a possibility of one video happening, and then another possibility of several videos happening. And so both of those are kind of up in the air. So I did not have something prepared, and I really want to get into a habit of having something uploaded every week. And that kind of took me to today, where I'm like, I wish I had something, but you know what? I still have a lot to say. And not only that, but maybe this is a chance for me to announce that I want to do more streaming with more people more frequently in different ways. I'm sorry, I have to drink something. Give me 1 second. Okay, so basically, if you're interested in making new, unique content, and you don't know what it looks like, but you just think you want to try something, ginger ale was not the choice, not the choice at all. You can either leave me a comment or shoot me an email. You can shoot me an email at iwill.music, EYEWILL.music at Gmail. iwill.music at Gmail. And if you want to see some of the stuff that I have done, you can go to streamera.org. Lifted's in here now. We did one together. I did one with Student who's in Beijing. But really, these are not about me. This is my attempt at creating community-based content. So like I said, think PBS, think like low budget public broadcasting. And you know what they did really well? Rehearsed, practiced, prepared. If you're prepared, these live streams can go really smooth. We can have a really, really deep, we can, if there's somebody in here watching right now and you have a lot to say and you're a good talker, then I bet there's somebody else probably in here that can do the same. Why don't we coordinate and get a podcast going on a different YouTube channel and filter everything into Streamera? If you guys want to do a live stream with me and you want me to produce it for you on your YouTube channel, I can do that. So these are things that we can do. We have the ability. These are just kind of like things I just wrote down just to kind of touch on. Okay, so I wrote, the entire creative process is a personal journey that each individual takes, and we take it mostly alone. When the motivation is external, then the personal growth starts to suffer. So focusing 100% of your attention on the process, it'll make it a lot easier for positivity and motivation, to make sure that positivity and motivation stays the priority, because focusing 100% of your attention on the process means that you're in the now. And if you're in now and you're not thinking about like what I'm about to do or what I just did, then you're accepting yourself right now. I don't want to get into like a therapy session here, but some of us need it. But this is just me expressing kind of some of these things that I know that everybody thinks this stuff, and everybody has opinions, and we all want to be in the same place. So healthy expectations are important, especially for me, so I feel like creatives are a lot harder too. Like we're a lot harder on ourselves, I think, than like professional people, business people. They'll just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, and they'll go with that. So if that's you, congratulations, because I can't do it. Like I want to be that guy, but I put my heart into things. And when I do that, then it's an expectation that I'm investing myself into something and that I want something in return. The final something might just be to watch it and feel good about it. And even that can be a deterrent. So, so doing more, blah, 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 blah. That's basically all this junk that I wrote. But let me see. Let me see what people are up to. Jeremy, I do not stream on Twitch. Actually, I do stream on Twitch, but I have not made a consistent schedule on Twitch. I'm just kind of like, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well just like multicast it, or I don't know. I don't really know about Twitch. I mean, I don't really know what to do with it. I have no audience, so, and I know it takes time and stuff, but I've put so much time and effort into YouTube, like hundreds of videos. I mean, I've probably got thousands and thousands of recorded sessions on video that I've never uploaded, and these are all just things that I've, I'm doing it anyway, so I might as well film it, and then a lot of it gets just recycled. But I guess, I mean, if I was on Twitch, I could just constantly stream it to Twitch, I guess. If I felt like there was like an audience for that, I guess I would do that. But I never really felt like what I do, I don't know. Maybe it would work. I don't know. I'm open to it though. I'm open to anything, to be honest. Okay, let me look at these properly. So yeah, I appreciate you, Big Will. And yeah, so cool. Hey, I see Rhythmic Designs here. What up, bro? Appreciate you, man. So we're basically in here just, it's kind of like providing a place for people to connect in a way. And I don't mind being that. I have plenty of growth to give, plenty of failures to share. And I'm willing to share them publicly. I have no problems with that. The problem is that when I'm in here by myself failing, and then I'm not growing, then I'm only failing in silence. It's like it's just, I don't know. I think even just creating things with other people, like in the vicinity, just makes you feel different. Then listen, I'm as introverted as it gets. I like my own space, but I also know that humans need each other, and at some point, So if we have to have like connections with people, then it needs to be in a way that actually works for the type of people I want to be associated with. So late night people who love music and making music and talking about technology and talking about, so that's the type of person that I gravitate towards. And if there's no like hub for everybody to congregate, then we kind of just all kind of like, maybe we see each other, but we kind of like maybe pass each other in other YouTube video comments. I mean, I pretty much have seen, a very large majority of our community go through all these different YouTube channels, and I see the same kind of names everywhere I go. So yeah, really the whole objective is to get the people that want to help create something and then do it. So it isn't that hard. The creating part is actually easy because the technology makes it that way. The hardest part is for the person just to hit send after they've made a message that, hey, let's get together and do something. Just hit send and don't worry about it. It's easy for me to say it. I mean, I do hit send and I do a lot. I mean, all the legwork and all of the collaborations that anybody has seen on my channel or anything have always been me reaching out to the person and finding out what they are comfortable with. And then, a lot of times I have ideas. I have some really, really, really big ideas, but I need help. Like, I actually have an idea for a show right now, and I need like 16. I need 16 beat makers. I need 16 beat makers, and we can televise this whole thing like a series, but I need 16 beat makers, and they all need to know how to stream. So I can teach people. It's not like I have a platform that we can all use to create this content, but we would need 16 individuals to do this show idea that I have, which is kind of like a competition. It's in fun. Maybe there could be a prize, but it's a beat making it's a beat making live stream game show. So it can be done with less. I can do it with 4 or 8 or whatever. But for it to be a viable like season, you want to have enough content to consider it. I mean, I'm thinking like 6 or 8. If we have 6 to 8 episodes, then we could release it as an entire project like Netflix does, but and it can go right on the website. I mean, it would be cool, but these are just, these are things that will happen eventually. It's gonna depend on how much time has to go by, how many people can I like pull in. So I think the Facebook group is now at about like 85 or 90 people. But not everybody is into collaborating and not everybody wants to be live. It doesn't mean that you have to have a show, like you don't have to have a personality that's like, you don't have to be Yahoo guy. You just need a warm body that can, set up a camera, basically. I'm thinking that the mics don't even need to be on other than just to play music, unless you want to say hi or something like that. But I think some game shows would be really cool. I've got another show idea for this thing. So, yeah, you got an hour to beat the glass. So, hear it. So this show will be coming soon. So if you're interested in being a contestant on Beat the Glass, or if you want to be a part of other game shows, leave me a comment, or like I said, send me an email at iwill.music, EYEWILL.music at Gmail. And let's get it going, because I've got a lot of stuff already prepared. So we can do multi-camera. If you've got a phone and you've got a laptop with a webcam built in, then you technically have 2 angles that I can use. I can use your phone as one angle, and I can use your computer as your second angle. If you want to do like a live beat video where you want to like play some beats live, or you want to make something live, let's just get this technology together and make something happen. Because if I'm not live, I want to watch somebody else that's doing something. It's better to watch somebody that I know. But anyway, let's see. Oh, what up, Kane? What up, Kane? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here's a question I can answer. All right. How would I use my smartphone to stream a video and audio? I don't want to use the shitty microphone on my phone. Okay, now depending on what kind of camera, what kind of phone you have, there are different devices that can send audio while you record or while you stream. So I recommend using Studio, what the hell is it called? Switcher Studio. So Switcher Studio comes with iPhone or iPad, and it'll take an old iPhone. I've got a couple iPhone 4S's laying around. I can pair those iPhone 4s. I've got 3 of them. I can pair those iPhone 4s with my my newer iPhone and have my newer iPhone as the hub. And then I can actually see the other camera angles from my phone, and I can switch camera angles. But better yet, the Lightning port on your iPhone will act as an audio interface if you have one of these things. This is called a Behringer U-Control. So this is a USB audio interface, and it's $25, $30. But you can see it's got RCA inputs on it. And so it's got it's got a set of RCA ins and a set of RCA outs. And then it has a headphone port, and it even has what is it called? Optical. It has an optical drive, plus a monitor and everything. So you plug this into your iPhone or Android, just need the adapter. And then you'd be able to switch between your different angles, or just take a single video using Switcher Studio and have that plugged in. The thing with Switcher Studio is that it streams. So if you're going to stream, then you want a streaming service with an interface connected. If you have above 1,000 subscribers, I believe you can stream from mobile, and an iPhone with this alone will work, because I've actually done it before they changed to 1,000. There was a time when you didn't need to have that many. I was streaming straight audio right to YouTube. So there's that. Let me get rid of that question. If I can find it. There it is. Okay. Big Will says, yeah, we're out here. True, man. We're all deep. Oh, Gamma. What up, bro? What up, bro? Here we go. What's up, Gamma? Good to see you, man. And let's see. It is. So this is a major hurdle. And I think that with a lot of people, it's like insurmountable. It's too much. But with getting started, the main thing is, what is your platform and what is your equipment? Are you going to use YouTube? If you're going to use YouTube, there's a lot of equipment that's compatible. So using YouTube is totally fine. The only other thing is that you can change the privacy of these streams, so that if you want to practice, you just make it unlisted, and then you can practice. If it turns out good, then you can actually publish it after the fact. So you can do a bunch of trial runs. I mean, this is what I do. I am like OCD beyond belief. So I have thousands of videos that I've practiced and try different things. And so you can definitely do that. Plus, you can even download these now. Like with the platform I use, I can actually download the entire live stream and cut it up, and then put it in Filmora and release it as a new video. You can have an uncut version. But if you want more information on that, just get in touch with me. I can help you pick out some decent components that won't kill you financially, but that'll do a good job. Let's see. There you go, man. Then you're good to go. That's all you need. You need a camera connection kit, and you need one of these Behringer U-Controls. How many audio sources do you have? MPC is one audio source at least. It has 8 outputs. So it could be 8 audio sources if I wanted to. But if I'm just going to do left and right, then I've got the Volca mixes. So there's another left and right, another left and right. Then so just in this visual field where you can see, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, because both the MS-20 and the mono station are both mono. So 11, 12, 14. I've got 14 or 16 audio inputs just with what you can see here. So in order to get all that in, you either need a mixer that's going to get everything into one output, or you need an interface that has at least 16 inputs. So either way, you're going to need an interface. If you have one of these little ones that goes into a phone, then all you need is a mixer that has output capability of RCA. So there's a lot of mixers that have an external output or auxiliary output that comes in the form of an RCA. So you can just tap right into that and monitor. You can even monitor your feed straight through that little box, that little red box. You can listen to it and you'll hear it exactly how it will be heard in YouTube. So you'll hear if it's clipping or something like that, and then you can adjust. That's one way to get started. Okay, what else we got? Hey, MPC Live and Max 49, you're good to go, man. You don't need much else than that. That's all you need. Like, it isn't about the gear that you have. Definitely not. It absolutely is about your workflow. So the music you make is irrelevant. I mean, you can like techno, you can like rock, you can like whatever. You're going to be able to make music when your workflow. You're going to be able to make your best music when you know your workflow. In the beginning, my very first YouTube video, if you scroll all the way down, I had an iPad as my sound source. I had an iPhone 4 as a MIDI controller. I had a single little Axiom Air, like tiny little MIDI controller, and I had the Goodwill Special over there. That's all I had, and I did what. Oh, and I had an MPC 1000. The MPC was a store model, and the 3 or 4 of the pads weren't working right, and it was a mess. And I actually pulled it all apart, and I like modified the screen and made the screen stand up. And I wanted a screen like this. This is way before the X. This is back in like 2014. I wanted on an MPC 1000 the screens just lay flat. So I wanted a screen that tilted forward. So I pulled the screen right out of that thing, and I built a mount for it. So that's in that video. But even in that video, I start out the video quite awkward. I'm just like, this is weird. I'm like staring into a phone that I'm in this place. I'm in this room by myself, as I am right now. And I'm trying to connect with someone that I haven't met. So it is weird. But yeah, I think iPhones for musicians is probably been the most helpful. So I had a Windows phone way back in the day. And all I hear from Android people, I hear is a lot of, I wish it would do this. I wish it would do that. I think with Samsung stuff, they make nice, video, nice cameras, and they make really nice, cell phones that have really good cameras and really cool apps, stuff for like real life. But I think as musicians and stuff go, I think iOS stuff just seems to have a lot more available. So if you're gonna get started with something, even if it's a little bit more expensive, I call it overshooting the mark. And the biggest thing I've learned from the time I started music production is that not everything is as it seems. So things that you think you should spend a lot of money on, you don't. And the things that you don't think you need to spend money on, you should. Like cables. Like a cable is a cable. You just, I can go down to the store at a Radio Shack and get a cable, or I can buy a $40 cable. I actually used to think that it didn't matter. It matters. Cables are very important. Very, very important. Let me show you how important it is. It's so important that I got them all on my damn wall over there and they're all tied up. I mean, I've got them all tied up in knots, and it's just so that I can stay organized the best way I can. I've got a whole bunch that are not even open yet. Check it out. I try to hang them. I try to hang them all, and that's just because, like I just talked about, I'm looking for that workflow. You know, I'm just looking for that workflow. So, see, yeah, it's a little dark. You know what? I can bring the light up a pinch. Yes, I do like it dark in here and all that because I don't know, doesn't need to be brighter than hell in here, but okay. That sure changes the look of the place, doesn't it? Let's get rid of the white ones. There we go. Something blue. Wow. Okay. Here. All right. So these are TRS. You know, and I'm just saying, like, I've got a bunch of them because they're so important. And these are good. These are like the best cables that I can find in my area. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, look at that. We're all blue now. So I wonder if that got any questions. Somebody's probably like, you should just change all the lights in your room all at once. Let me see if anybody said that. Yeah, Electribe. The Electribe. The Electribe struggle beat. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I always wanted an Electribe. I don't know why. It's kind of like a door stopper in a way. You just kind of throw it on the floor and hope that the door will at least get held back. You know, I don't know what else to really use it for. I heard the synth engine in it is all right, but all right, I got Smitic. What up? Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I definitely try. Yes, so they're smart bulbs. They're like Wi-Fi, you know. Like if I go back over here, I can actually like attack different ones. Let's see if I go to that one. Let's make this one red. Yeah, so then I can make it red just with the phone. Like it's just like an app, you know. But it does help. It helps my workflow because when I need to do a camera shoot, you know, if I need to do a video or whatever, I do need to label them. But look at that. Like that's a crazy amount of light. So if I go back over here, you know, I need more light. Bam, I got more light. Or I can tune it down. I can give it a little more red, you know. So I don't know. They're small things. These are luxury items, guys. You don't need this shit. This is just fluff. Don't worry about the lights. Get yourself a damn good interface and some damn good cables. And start out with an iPad. If you're gonna start making music and you want to make YouTube videos, use your current smartphone, if you have a smartphone or tablet, and get a very good interface that goes to a smart device. That's how I would recommend starting. I wouldn't get a computer. I wouldn't get any of that stuff because the apps that are on the computer, that are on like iPad right now, you can make full compositions and they allow you to record audio. So with that 32, with this behemoth right here, I'll turn on that light. I can actually plug this thing, believe it or not, into my iPhone. So this thing right here, I can plug that into my iPhone. And with Beatmaker, with Beatmaker 2, it'll actually show up in my iPhone as a 32-channel multi-track mixer, multi-track interface. So I can actually record 32 channels of audio simultaneously from my phone. Like real audio, you know, I got my drums mic'd and everything. So that's pretty incredible. I think if I'm going to start making music, I'm going to use an iPhone 5, or I'm probably going to use an iPhone 5 or an iPhone 6. And because that's really where like the updates start, the good updates. And yeah, I'm going to get myself the best interface with the most channels that I can afford. And then I'm going to buy good cables, and I'm going to get myself something like a little circuit like that, or a couple little Volcas, because they're inexpensive, and then you can practice and you can learn synthesis. There's nothing better than being able to make all your own sounds. I mean, I'm like the next guy. I love an original sound. Like I love, hearing a new sound out of a sound pack or something like that. But there's just something different about making your own sounds. And I make probably like 95% of my own sounds. I take something that's already made and I just, make it mine. So let's see. Hey, what up, Art? Good to see you, bro. I'm glad you're here, man. Yeah, happy 2020 for real. Absolutely. I want to apologize to everybody for the fact that I haven't had, I haven't had a constant upload the last couple weeks. The rat chats and stuff, I'm really digging the rat chats, and I really like the collaborations. So what I need is just to have more. I need to have people that are willing to share themselves more, and people that have interesting points of view, and I mean, I can do interviews every week with different people, but at the same time, I want to make sure that when I'm doing something, that I am putting myself out there for that individual that I'm working with, whether it's a rat chat or whatever. And if I'm not fully invested and interested in what we're doing, then it's going to suffer. So I want to make sure that there's something unique about each little project and each little video. It isn't about the clicks and the views. It has nothing to do with subscriber counts. And actually, I just realized that I went to check my subscriber count, and I actually left it. I normally just hide it because it's not that important, but it is a figure that shows me if people are interested in what I'm doing. Because if you start getting a bunch of minus symbols next to your subscription number, then you know that people are turned off. So, but it's growing. I mean, I never thought like a year ago or 2 years ago that this many people would be interested in anything I was doing. But I think it's like a lot of things in the creative realm. You're not really investing in the content so much. Like I feel like when I subscribe to people, it's because I'm like thinking to myself, this person has something that's a little bit different that I enjoy, and it's the person usually. There's very few people that I subscribe to that have zero personality whatsoever. It's usually somebody that does something well, and they're easy to hear. So I try to at least try to carry myself in a way that I wouldn't be intolerable to listen to. So yeah, what do I got here? Yes, it does. So Big Will is asking, does it have CV? Could I demo it? I could, but this is the problem, is that my X is over here, and anything I would demo is over there. But what I could do is, you know what? I don't even have any modular gear yet. I have a mono station that has some CV, and I have my deluge, but we're getting there. So I've got to call out to a couple people that I think are very, very dope artists. I've left, actually, go check them out. This is Voltage Controller, Daydream Sounds, B-Boy Tech, and these guys, they've got a lot of experience with the modular stuff, and I'm not there yet. Am I a synth guy? I would consider myself a synth guy because I can program and I can, I can take a patch from nothing, and I could demonstrate that. I could demonstrate taking a sound from nothing and making it something. But as far as modular goes or CV, I couldn't. I know what it does and I know what it's about, but a demo wouldn't work because I'm still not clear, and I will be eventually for sure. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I hope so. I think that if I can do any of the things that I talked about today, which are, don't be so hard on yourself, focus on the process, and try to include like-minded people. If I do those things, worst case scenario, I'm going to have friends and I'm going to know more. That's a pretty good worst case scenario. And I've made a lot of friends actually in the last few months, even. And YouTube. I mean, YouTube for sure. I think it's important to have connections with subscribers. I don't know. I just think that it's not even about the people are, there are people that do need this. They need it to monetize. They need it. They need it to take care of their family or their goals. They have big, goals that this ties into. For me, it's a way to have a social life because there's not really a social game up here where I am. You can consider me in Alaska. You can consider me in Canada, whatever. But I do have a meeting on the 21st. If anybody is still here right now, I have a meeting on the 21st. This meeting could very potentially, how do I say this? Teleport what I am trying to do to a factor of times 10. So I have a representative from the state that I live in that's coming. He represents a federally funded program from my state, and he's coming here to the studio. He wanted to meet. Office is about 2 hours away, and I said, "Do you want to just come to the studio? Just come to the studio." So he'll be here on the 21st, and just think hip hop Bob Ross. This is my goal is community content. So I think that the state that I live in, I think that they want to help content creators that are doing things like this, that are focused in the community, because they want to help bring awareness to my area and to show that it's a destination for artists, and I can help with that. I've actually got housing. I got place that I can do events here. I can actually have live events here and do weekend retreats. I can do, if I had a little help from the government, a little federal funding, I could get some, whatever, but we'll see how all that goes. It could be a very good thing. It could turn out just to be more fact finding for me, more information, but I feel like you got to take the opportunities that are presented to you and, try to do the best you can and see where it goes, because you don't have have you ever thought about how long our life is? Have you ever really processed it? And, two ways to look at it too. It's either super fast and that sucks, or it's super fast, so you better get living. If you live to be 70 or 80, it's only 28,000 days. That's crazy. We only get to live for 28,000 days. Does that seem wrong? That number just does not seem right. But that made me 10, 12 years ago when I first realized that. I was in a bad place. I was living in a homeless shelter. And I thought about that, and that hit me. I was like, wow, I'm 30 at the time, and I'm basically like almost halfway through my 28,000 days. Like I better get freaking living. So, I mean, I guess if you're at like 20,000 or 25,000, it would kind of be a shitty number to be looking at, but I don't know. I guess I have a weird optimistic point of view. It is optimistic, but I think even my wife once, we were in the car and it was a beautiful day. It was so nice out, and there just was a single cloud in the sky. And I made a joke. It was too early, like in our relationship for this, but I was just like, damn. I was like, if it wasn't for that one damn cloud in the sky, it would be so beautiful. And it was me being kind of sarcastic, just to kind of like shed light on how beautiful it was. But she got really upset and was like, why do you always have to be so negative? And I really wasn't being negative. I was just kind of like making fun of how beautiful it was. And I guess that's it with me, is like I only tease I only like go at people and tease people that I care for. Um, I don't know how that conversation got there, but there's 11 of you weirdos watching it, so I'll keep talking. Um, I think I gotta probably do more. Um, I have a lot of things that go on in my life that I don't feel like people would care about, but I actually find myself finding these types of, you know, conversations, like people that are not able to work. I find myself gravitating towards these types of discussions about, about unemployment and about disability and social security and all this stuff. And it's kind of weird because I see like these weird parallels in life that I don't know if other people notice. Maybe they do. Maybe they just don't talk about it. But like in hip hop, there's this really weird thing about age. Like there's like this age thing, and I don't know where that comes from or whatever. But you got like the older cats. You call them OGs or whatever. Just the originators. They don't want to give credit to the young guys. To the young crew, the young people who are making music today, that are in their 20s or whatever. And it's usually because the young guys don't give the respect to the older guys. So there's like this, like, older guys don't give the respect and the younger guys know that. So why are they going to give respect if they're not respected? And so I see these parallels with like, our social security and our like our country and the way that like people that are disabled don't want other people to be able to get benefits for themselves. So my wife does very well, like I have no problems, like at this point in time, with paying the bills. And there was a point, like I said, I met my wife, I was actually living in a homeless shelter, so it wasn't always gravy. But I've always been sensitive about the fact that I can't work. And I can't work because I now have a couple, but I have a condition that prevents me from being able to hold like a 40-hour a week job. So I've been getting chemo treatments for the last 12 years, every 5 weeks, like nonstop. And I was blind. I was literally 20/400 in both eyes. And so, the whole time I just wanted to be able to work. I just wanted to go back to work. I was a construction worker doing concrete work. I was playing basketball, like I was just a very, very active guy. And then, my eyes exploded and I lost my vision, and I had detached retinas in both sides, glaucoma, cataract surgeries, 1,100 blood vessels sealed off with lasers. I've had a lot of stuff, like a lot of, health things. And in the beginning, I had to rely on donations. Like I was getting medicine that was being fed to me through IV from my rheumatologist, but it wasn't even covered by my medical insurance. It was $5,000 a month for this treatment. And because I was doing concrete work, I had no insurance. Like it just, most people that grew up like me, we don't have insurance. We don't have dental. We don't have any of that stuff. I grew up in a trailer. We don't, like, we need the next paycheck to get by. We don't have, like, we need to go and like advance $50 just to get groceries and shit. Get dressed in front of the stove because it's cold and your heat's turned off. But yeah, so getting that payment from years and years and years of battling and fighting for it, and finally being approved for it. Now I'm on the other side of it, and I can see people that will put others down because they don't want that person to have what they have. So that person's hating on the person that is just like them, only for the fact that they don't want them to get what they have, because somehow that person thinks because they have it that it makes it special. And okay, so it's an overblown analogy, but basically that's hater. I mean, that's how hater works. So you don't want that person to shine, because if they shine, then it means that you don't. And really, that's all really just insecure. And if you can't promote your best friend, or you can't promote somebody next to you that's doing good work because you're afraid that they will shine and that will somehow affect you, then you've got some work to do. At least on a community level, it'll probably never work in a community setting, because you'll be too insecure. You won't be able to handle the fact that somebody else is hey, everybody likes to be pat on the back. Everybody likes to know that they've done a good job. And if you can't do for others what they do for you, then in a community sense, it just doesn't work. So I see a lot of those analogies in life. It's kind of interesting to me how it just plays out over and over. Human beings, doesn't matter if we got technology or not. If we see something valuable and we're afraid we're going to lose it, we will fight tooth and nail to make sure we don't. And whether that's a fire because we're in a cave and it's fucking cold, and that last freaking, whatever it's called, last friggin' buffalo hide is getting torn to pieces because everybody wants a piece of it. And really, everybody should just huddle up together and throw it over the top of everybody and keep everybody warm. So, but anyway, I know I went on wow, that was an epic rant. Wow. There's still 10 of you here? I thought it would be 0. Oh boy. No. 50 is the new 30. Sweet. Cool. So that means I'm 20. I like it. Who else is in here? Oh man, you guys are awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, people don't want to be old. And I think that it's okay. It's okay to get old. I think the hardest thing is when you're not comfortable. I guess, whether it's about being old or being whatever, fat, overweight, fat, whatever you want to call it. It all boils down to being comfortable in your own skin. And, that analogy with hip hop was just about, like, I recently saw in one of the forums, somebody saying that, that, like, it was somebody saying that 40 or like 42, should they still be making beats? Is this the front of my mic or the back? I can never tell. So I'm thinking to myself, like, you would actually put an age limit on when you can and can't make music? I don't understand. Somebody needs to explain this to me. I guess it's because, I don't know. I guess these rules never really applied to me to begin with, because I'm like a white dude from the north, and like the rules of the game really don't apply. I don't know, but it seems ridiculous that somehow, because you're more experienced, that you no longer have value. And yeah, like I think that that's perpetuated by some of the older guys too. I think that some of the older guys, they want like there to be like an announcement that you're not old. Like, hey, everybody that's between 40 and 55, you're not old. I think like everybody wants that, but that's not happening. I just turned 40, and whatever. I'm just now starting to learn things. So I can't wait to see what I'm doing at 50. I'll probably be able to make a boom bap track by then, hopefully. I'm trying. I'm freaking trying hard. And that's probably the problem, is I overvalue my own ears. I don't think my ears are very good. I think I just need to make shit and just let it be. Just take my own advice. Just make it and let it be. But I can't. I keep messing with stuff. I can't leave it alone. One sequence, I like it. Sure. Okay. Now let's change a tiny little piece of it. Okay. Now I've changed a tiny piece of it. Let me copy it over here. Okay. Now let me add something else. All right. Well, that first one doesn't sound as good now. So I'm just going to start on this one. Okay. Now what can I, like, it's just like this cycle of like never ending, like effing with it. Just leave it the freak alone. Make something and then let the world have it. So I would like to actually really, really would like to do this. I would really like to have every single day for a month, either a stream, a stream about podcast, a topic, or a stream about music, or a stream about something. But personal growth and failing is the only means to personal growth. So if I don't fail a shitload in a short amount of time, then I won't grow very fast. So I need to fail a bunch. So I'm going to get failing. This is actually advice that I actually do use a lot. And it's advice that I actually give my wife, because there was a time when she was out of residency and had no job yet. And you couldn't even imagine like the amount of things that you have to factor in when you're trying to get a job when you're straight out of like residency as a doctor. There's a lot of factors and there's a lot of competition because everybody is a doctor now all at the same time. Like everybody, it's not just in your program. All the programs all across the country all finalize their graduations all on the same day. So you now have a whole shitload of competition all at the same time. And everybody's looking for the same jobs. So you need a lot of no's. You need a lot of failures. And that was one thing I had to tell my wife over and over again just to keep us going was, let's get that rejection. Let's just go get that next rejection. Because we knew we needed a certain amount of rejections to get to the yes. We didn't know what the number was, but we knew there was a shitload. So in this analogy, if I know that there's a good track out there, then I need to make a shitload of bad ones. So, yeah. Anyway, well, now I got 12 people in here. Am I supposed to keep going with this? Well, let me look and see what you guys are doing. What are you guys talking about? Oh, what's up, MG the Future? I see you, bro. Thanks for stopping in. I say bro a lot and I'm going to stop doing that because you may not be a dude. I mean, you may be, but there might be somebody in the future that I say, "What up, bro?" and you're not actually a dude. So, all right, let me look at this because I actually probably have more. I wrote a bunch of stuff, and oh, I appreciate you too. I see that. Was it F Smitty? Let me look again real quick. I think it was. Where'd it go? Yeah. Anyway, I think it was Smitty Smickles. But what's up, man? I appreciate you. I don't see it. Now, I explained my visual problems before, so I apologize. But yeah, so oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so anyway, all right. Oh, I never even looked, did I? It's because I got distracted. I know you guys are the same way. All right. All right. So I'm going to reiterate this point. The Facebook group. So a lot of the guys that are in here right now are already part of the Facebook group, helping to make content. We need more content creators in the Stream Era crew. We need more content creators to help make content for the Stream Era website. Now, this is important because if we want to have eyes from all different areas all locked in on the same place, then I'm making content, but I'm only a single person that I can only make so much. And then if something falls through, if plans fall through and I don't have a backup video, it would be awesome to be able to have like some community content that's kind of ready to go that we can load up. And, eventually, if we have these events quite often, then there'll already be kind of a known base of people that will show up to them. If you've got 30 or 40 people at a live stream, that's actually the fact that there's 12 people in here right now says a lot. You've got people with 3, 4, 5,000 subscribers that don't even get 10 people in a live stream. So it's not like this is big. Like to have this many people on a live stream. If you guys are into making music, can you just get in touch with us? Like go to the Facebook website, the Facebook group, and just, if you're on Facebook, if you're not, then just leave a comment or leave a message or whatever. There's a lot of opportunity here for a lot of people to help. Maybe you're good at making videos. Maybe you play a clarinet. Maybe you want to stream some audio for us. That's what I want to do is I want to get this to where our sample challenges, we can start streaming the sample straight to the group. So right now what we're doing is we're loading in a sample on the Facebook page, and you go and you click on the link and then it takes you to YouTube, and then you can, record it from there. What I would like to do is I would like to actually stream the sample straight to the Facebook group so you can get it in real time from the stream. So all you would just do is you would have your phone connected to your MPC or to your laptop or whatever. And then when the audio comes in, you'll pull it from there. And then maybe that sounds like a bad idea because you're going to lose audio quality. But actually what you're doing is you're creating a new unique sound because something happens to the audio over the stream. So is it different? Yes. Good or bad, it's really up to you. But the audio changes when it does this. When it goes over the stream, it sounds different. And that's really what Stream Era is about. It's about doing things in unique ways, being innovative, using our streaming era to create our own sounds. So vinyl, I'm sending it over the stream so that I can record it from myself. So I'm actually using my whole live streaming setup here as a sampler. Everything is routed through my big mixer, and then it comes back here. So my X, my Deluge, and my Push are all streaming samplers. And I actually can do the reverse, and I can actually be the source. So if you want to be the destination, I can source you the audio. I can source a whole bunch of people. So if we have enough people, then I can source the audio straight from my streaming sampler straight to you. So with, you know, with a DAW, with voice meter, or just an aux cable from your phone, you can get the stream too, you know? So, okay, folks, I'm cutting it off. Oh, what up? We got one. What up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on with you? I Will Create. This is I Make Beats, man. I
What up,
figured
bro?
I'd take you on your invitation real quick. I just want to just jump in, man, and just
Yeah. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Man, I'm not new to music, but I am fairly new to the MPC-X. As you can see, we both were rocking the X.
Yep.
I've been doing music since I was 16, and play the piano, a little guitar, but served in the military, and now I'm just trying to get back into what I used to do before all of that. And
hey, that's super dope, though. That's super dope. Thank you so much for clicking on that. When did you serve?
Oh man, I started back in '97. That's when I first joined the military.
Me too, bro. Me too. I was in from '98 to 2001.
What branch?
Army.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yes, man. Cable Dog, 31 Lima right here, baby.
Nice. I was a 55 Bravo. I was airborne, special forces unit, all that. So I was at Fort Bragg.
Fort Hood.
Yeah. Oh, you were Fort Hood? Cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nice. Well, hey man, I appreciate it. You got my email? I left it in here. Hit me up, man. Let's get together and find a way to work on something.
That sounds great, man. I won't take up too much of your time. I just wanted to just give you some words of encouragement, man. I'm digging what you're doing. I've been following you since Lifted Noise. You got you and him hooked up. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What you're doing, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. I'll hit you on the email.
All right. Peace.
All right, out.
Yeah. So if you want to come in and say hi, guys, there's a link in the comments. It's the very first one. You click on that. I see you. You come in, say what's up. Shoot your shout out, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I was really glad I saw that because I was just about to close it down. That's a good dude right there. I like that dude. I like him because you know what? You know what he just did? He just put himself out there. He's just like, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there. I don't know what's going to happen. We need more of that. And I hope he sends me an email and let's get you in on the sample challenge. If you're in, let's get into the sample challenge. Maybe we could do a video, do something. I don't know, but that's a good start. So that's great. And let me just take a look at the comments one last time here. Make sure I'm not missing anything vital. Oh, Rocco's in here. What up, Rocco? Hey, bro. I appreciate you, man. Oh, I don't know about serious talk, but yeah, there's definitely some talk. I didn't expect it to go this long, but every time I look up there's like an extra person here. So yeah, I'm glad. Hey, that's another guy right there. So Rocco is just minding his own business. He saw me on Facebook. He said, "What's up?" Kind of, and hey, that's all you need is just a little bit of, you just need to know that somebody is feeling what you're doing or vibing or whatever. And just from there, that's putting yourself out there. And then, you just see where it goes. You never know. Who knows? Maybe we're all connected in this big thing somehow. I believe in collective consciousness. So All right. Yeah, okay. Stream crash. Nice. Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. So, Eduardo, what up, bro? I'm only saying bro. I see Eduardo's in here talking to Big Will. So, what up, Eduardo? I know he's a bro only because I know the name Eduardo is a man's name. 30 more minutes. Oh, the producer shows? What's that? 30 minutes. What's this? 30 more minutes till the producer show's over. I don't know what the producer shows is, but this has been cool, guys. I'm going to get some content together for tomorrow. What I'm going to do is these thoughts that I have, well, I'm just going to do what I did today, which is just, let me see if I can show you. This is just, it's hard because of this thing. Here we go. There we go. So when I just have these thoughts, I'm just going to put them down. I'll just put them down. And then maybe we'll have maybe we'll have that, or maybe it'll take on a life of its own. Really, what I want to do is I want to get through these records, you know, even if it's just one at a time. But I'm in here doing this stuff anyway, so I really want to I really need to take ownership over my own live environment here and start pushing some of these things and hope that others will, you know, follow suit, because I want to watch you guys make music. I don't want to watch myself. I mean, I'll be the one to get it going, but you know, I've done probably like 3 beats for this week's beat challenge, and hopefully I can settle on something or do something that I'm happy with. But if I start taking my own advice, which is, you know, don't be so hard on yourself, and you know, don't judge your own work because you're still a work in progress. You know, I'll be okay if I can just do those things. I might need some encouragement. I might need people to remind me to let it go and to just, you know, do your best, you know, because I give a lot of positive encouragement, and I probably need to get some too, because I probably am not very good at talking good to myself. And I'm sure that there's a few of you out there that probably don't talk to yourself very well either. But I think all of us think that what we do is shit sometimes. So it's just a matter of just letting your work be what it is and just trying. So as Kane always says, all we got to do is try. All we got to do is try. And I believe in all you guys too. I really believe in you dudes for sure. So, oh, snap. Okay. I think that's it. I think we're done, man. So I'm going to get, yes, appreciate it. Appreciate you. He says, don't worry, man. I'll tell you, you suck. Cool. And yeah, Jim, you'll be all right, man. You only need like 20 minutes to make a beat. You'll be good. Jem says he needs to go and check it out. Yeah, that guy. There's another guy. There's about 5 of you guys that can just like have it done in a day. And yeah. So I'm gonna get my thoughts together. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be. If it'll be another session like this, or if we'll get some. I don't know. We'll just see. But I think today's a good enough day. Evany, as any, just to really start thinking about the process over everything. So it has to be about the process. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, come on, subscribe, help a guy out, and share our content. Go through and look at who else is here. There's other people here with YouTube channels, and they all make great music. So subscribe, share, just be a part of the community and reach out. And that's it. All right, guys. Peace. Yeah, Art. Very true. F. Smitic. Appreciate you, bro. Kanan. Peace. Jem. Thank you. Rocco. Good to see you. Art. As always. Big Will. Again, thanks. Gamma. Talk to you soon. Okay. All right, guys. Peace.